Hi guys, what's up, Zax here, and today we're back with another MotoGP race preview. This time it's the Sachsenring, and I hopefully said that right, and it's here in Germany for the next round of the season. This is actually one of my favourite tracks, but I've got to say a big sorry about the gameplay in the background. There's a bit of a rush to record this, and it isn't the greatest gameplay in the world. I'm riding on Michael Laverty's bike, and I kept getting the first sector wrong. I kept going all over the curbs and all over the grass, so I'm very sorry about that, but hopefully it's just background footage and doesn't matter too much at the end of the day. So anyway, let's have a look at what happened last year in the 2012 Motorcycle Grand Prix, and then after that we'll look at this year's standings and have a little prediction about who is going to do well and who isn't going to do so well this weekend. But yeah, last year it was actually a really good race and some really close racing, which is always good to see. But the end of the result didn't show that because there was quite big gaps at the end of the race. Now, Danny Pedrosa won last year's race by 15 seconds there or thereabouts from Jorge Lorenzo. Dovizioso in third, Ben Spies fourth, Bradl fifth on his home turf. Hopefully he'll do a little bit better this year, maybe get on the podium, which would be nice to see. Rossi sixth, Bautista seventh, Cal Crutchlow eighth, ninth Barbera, and 10th Hayden. So lots of things to look at there, and it actually is quite a big field spread, but there will be some good racing, I'm sure about that, because if we look from 5th all the way down to 10th, we're separated by 2 seconds last year, 1.5 seconds last year, showing that there can be a lot of great racing and some close racing. Now, last year's pole position went to Casey Stoner, who accidentally, he retired on the racetrack with 2 laps to go on lap 29, so 1 lap to go even. He had an accident, and that was a bit unfortunate. And it's kind of disappointing to see Casey Stoner get the pole position, then have disappointing race and end up having an accident. But it was a rainy qualifying session because Casey Stoner had a 1:31 in qualifying, and the fast lap of the race was 1:22 from Pedrosa. And I've getting everything mixed up this time. I'm sorry about that. But Marc Marquez won Moto 2, and I'm kind of thinking this does look like a bit of a Honda track. It has got some quite long straights, and I expect Honda go into this race expecting to have a pretty good race, and wanting to obviously get some good results under the bag because they haven't had the best of races the last couple of weekends. But I'm sure they'll come here expecting quite a good amount of points, and I suppose they hope to have a good amount of points too, because they haven't had exactly the best couple of races the last couple of races. Because Lorenzo, even though he had that horrific crash, I do know, they had a horrific crash in practice, he actually came back to only finish 1 place behind Pedrosa in Assen, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Lorenzo fighting back harder than ever here, because I'm pretty sure he wants to get some more points and maybe even be ahead of Pedrosa at the end of this race. But who knows, this is all sort of helping Marc Marquez, who had a good result in Assen, and puts him up on 113 points, only 14 points behind Lorenzo. So it's all closing up at the top. The top guys only separated by 23 points now, so it's getting close to the top, which is good for the championship and everybody watching. Sadly for us Brits, it's 3 Spaniards going for the title, and Cal Crutchlow's just sort of fallen off the back of them. He's about 30 points back, 25 points back, but I honestly think that Cal Crutchlow is probably one of the best MotoGP riders in the last couple of years, and obviously I've only got into MotoGP this year, but I have been watching previous races, and Cal Crutchlow is really coming to sort of the top now, and I really hope they can get a win by the end of this year, because Cal Crutchlow is a future talent, because obviously people like Pedrosa, Lorenzo have been in the sport a lot longer. So I think Cal Crutchlow is showing what he's worth, and he could be on for a winning drive next year if he can get the right sponsors and everything. But yeah, Pedrosa leads the championship from Lorenzo, Marquez, Crutchlow, Rossi, Dovizioso, Bradl, which I hope he gets a good result this weekend. I'm sort of a bit of a fan of Bradl, and obviously this is his home race. He's 1 point ahead of Hayden in the championship, Bautista 9th, and Espargaro, the leading CRT, is in 10th position. What a great season from him so far. He's 3 points ahead of Bradley Smith's Yamaha, who's down in 11th position. But overall, it's been a really good race so far. The season has been really good, and last race out was really good in Assen. seeing Rossi claim his first win since 2010, and 22 people according to the BBC website, have got points, but I'm pretty sure a couple more have got points. Now I remember, it's Della Moore in Spain gets a point. Maybe I've said that name wrong, probably have. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. And I think it will be a Honda win. I'm going to say Pedrosa, but I don't really know off the top of my head. Moto 2 and Moto 3 are looking really interesting this weekend, and I think it's going to be a good couple of races. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Have a wonderful day. It's been Alex Man here. Goodbye.